So every scar is a memory, right? Whatever we do, I may forget in my conscious experience, but my brain, my neural circuit doesn't forget it. It leaves an impact, and our body, our structure is a continuously evolving architecture. Every part of it, every single cell, even the genetic codes are evolving collectively with all the information that is out there in the environment. And we know microbiome, because we have more life forms inside us that we can think of. If we think of genetic diversity, those life forms which lives in our mouth, in our gut, they actually comprise 99.99%. We are 0.01%. So we are basically the guest and they are the host. So when we are saying there is a scar, and the scar is the memory, it means you are not leaving anything. This is where artificial intelligence is different, because it only considers what it is linked to it. We have the privilege, we have the advantage with respect to any artificially built machine, is that artificially built machine is not synchronized with nature. It has nothing to do with nature. It single-handedly throws a challenge to the nature that I do not follow your rule. Since it is not connected or interconnected, it does not have any scar. It does not collectively evolve and emerge. So, until and unless we figure out how to connect a computer with the nature, synchronize its evolution process with nature, suggesting that artificial intelligence will come and take overpower humans and become conscious, all these statements, those are not correct. So in my previous videos, if you are following it, then you can understand that we are arguing that artificial intelligence would change everything, will change the world. But there is something it will not be able to do, and that is becoming conscious. That statement also you have heard in many channels, in many podcasts, and then great thinkers of the world are coming and suggesting that artificial intelligence will never become conscious. Of course, it's true, but why? The reason is that you take qubit 0101, you take a Turing tape, and you think that all the information, if I collectively put, and that will become intelligent. And that is the philosophy you are following. With that philosophy, you can overwhelm the neural network of a human being, the cognitive ability of a human being, and then there will be a wow moment for every human. But that is not the intelligence. Intelligence means me. Why am I intelligent? Because every single molecule, every single cell, every single neural network, every single signal that is being generated in nature around me and inside me, even by my thought process, everything is linked together. Of course, microbiome is a great link, but at the same time, we also have to consider that microbiome is just one of many different kind of links with electromagnetic, where my every single interaction that I'm making with the nature, there is a scar, there is a memory. That's why the concept came collective sin and collective holy work. So anything good that you do, that goodness goes to every single other element life forms which are synchronized with nature, and every single other person does a bad thing has a bad impact on you. So not allowing anything bad to happen, even though you are not connected to, is a responsibility for you to become good and survive as a good. So you may think that there is no impact. There is, if you go for the deeper science. So we have to understand that where exactly I differ from the AI, or what is the difference between artificial intelligence and natural intelligence. Natural intelligence is one where you can synchronize with your ability as much as possible with the main resonance chain of the universe, that can have a huge bandwidth, and you could have a tiny little bit in that to trade, but you have to be on the thread. Artificial intelligence is not on that thread. This resonance chain makes some observation, and you just take a snapshot of those figures, and those snapshots are written on a hardware which has no idea what what the snapshot signifies. You sitting on the resonance chain look at those many snapshots, and you interpret. So the word that is never told to us, that when we interpret, then the science that we have created is our interpretation of nature. It is not absolute truth of the nature, even though we physicists shout always, oh, system invariant, symmetry. Think about it. Even if you don't know physics, if you don't understand, you can easily see ordering is changing. So definitely some energy exchange has happened. So symmetry breaking is out there. But saying everything will be in the symmetry itself is a kind of stupidity that tells us that whatever we see, observe, is absoluteness of nature. That is never true. I, as a human, see only a fraction of the entire resonance chain. So does every single instrument created by mankind. So when that is true, we need to find a mathematics. That mathematics will let us go above the resonance chain on which I am living like a moksha, attaining moksha. And then we evaluate the resonance chain and we recreate some part of the resonance chain. That will be the beginning of the true science. And that is what we have proposed in self-operating mathematical universe. So until we reach to that position, we can't claim that we are doing science. We are just observing. And I would like to say again, Winfrey's statement, eat from bit. You can never get it from bit. So I repeat with Winfrey,